up. So I'm so excited because today is sourcing day, my favorite day. I get so excited. I do have an appointment to consign at Buffalo Exchange at 2 p.m. It is now 1:30, so I'm getting here a little early, just gonna start my shopping. I brought some stuff that I got for free from donations from people in my neighborhood locally from an ad that I posted on nextdoor.com. So most of it is free inventory. There's a few pieces of just stale inventory from my closet that I would never consign something that I paid up for. So just like thrift store stuff that was stale, but hopefully they'll give me, hopefully I'll at least get $100 credit towards what I buy today. But wanted to take you guys with me. I have my GoPro here, and I have my little neck thing where it's gonna be right here. So hopefully y'all can see good enough with this. It's not my favorite, but just trying to have my phone out the whole time and do everything else with one hand is just not feasible. Hopefully we find a lot of good stuff. I was just at Buffalo Exchange not that long ago. I've actually been to this location like 3 or 4 times in the past 2.5 weeks, just because a couple times I found flaws. I had to return things, and it's a 10-day return window, blah, blah, blah. So, but at least it'll be kind of easy for me to spot the new stuff since I've kind of seen everything. So I will see you guys inside. Wish me luck. Boom. Dying for a coffee. Hi guys, welcome back to hearing my disembodied voice coming at you through the speakers. So here I am inside of Buffalo Exchange, my favorite place to be, probably. This is where I've found my best, my highest single sale items I've found here. I don't find brands anywhere else like I find here. So anyway, I usually go to the dresses first, because if you know me or you know my Poshmark closet at all, I really just go towards dresses. You can get more money for them as opposed to, shorts and a top. Somebody's only gonna pay half and half the amount, right? So anyway, this is the midi dresses area, and just like any other store, it's going to be a lot of boutique stuff, or just a lot of random anthropology stuff that no longer really makes a trendy statement, or just a lot of vintagey stuff like that, a lot of glittery stuff. So I'm looking for those brands that are going to make me money and quick money. So it could be quick money like Outdoor Voices, or it could be something like Misa, which is also quick money and a high turnover. So, or a high return on investment. So I think they were literally charging 20-something, 25 for this Misa dress. It's just a mini dress, one shoulder. It was a no-brainer. As soon as I saw the tag, I knew that if it did not have flaws, that I was getting it. Well, and then I saw that the price tag was only 25, and then I was definitely getting it. So that was the first thing that I saw that day. So when you're going into a store and you're okay, is today going to be a good day overall or a bad day overall? And then within the first 5 minutes, you find something so good that you're it's going to be a good day. And then 2 seconds later, you find Love Shack Fancy. What? I was just underneath my mask. I think my mouth was probably just open, O-face, just hanging open. I couldn't believe I just found Misa and then Love Shack Fancy. So let's check for flaws. Let's check the tag. I was hoping it was silk, and it was. So this is definitely more than the Misa. It was, I think, $40 or $42, I believe they had it marked for. But I mean, you could sell this for, you could definitely make $100 on that easily. So I was so excited. Like, I could have left right then and been like, whew, yes. Okay, so that's Lulu's. I love Lulu's, but this looked outdated to me. And maybe in reality, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, like when it was actually made and put out. But I don't know, just looked high school to me. I'm looking for the more long line, maxi, sexy. Like, I want it to look like it's basically a Reformation dress, but it's not. It's Lulu's. And it always helps when Lulu's is new with tag, of course, since they very rarely retail for over $100. Most of their stuff retails for like $60 to $90. So, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to go over to the sets and the maxi dresses, which they keep over here on the wall. Because if I just found those in the mini dresses, then let's go over here. So this is something that my Buffalo started doing kind of recently, is that they put all of the matching sets in one place, which I really like, because matching sets, when you have the bottom and the top of something, do so well for me. So well. There are especially some Free People matching sets that I've sold for $100 plus in less than a week so many times. This was a Michael Kors matching set. It was cute, and I had definitely considered it, but I just checked the internet, couldn't find, and that's someone's art project. They used like a bingo marker for the collar. I decided to remove any of the like checking comps stuff from this video. I know for probably beginners at reselling, it's helpful to actually see your phone screen and when you're checking for comps, but nah, we'll just cut it out of this video. But anyway, I checked comps on that Michael Kors set, and I couldn't even find stock photos of it, and I really don't like to list things without stock photos. This was Princess Polly, and I have been seeing this brand everywhere lately when I'm sourcing. But comps are just still kind of meh. It'd have to be a really cool thing to get. I think it's more boutique-y. And that was just a boutique too, although it was kind of like a pretty chic 3-piece set that I kind of wished was a cooler brand. Speed it up. A lot of random boutique-y stuff in the matching sets section, but it's definitely still worth it for me to look at. And I feel like it brings traffic too, because when I'm checking comps on my matching sets, you see so many that are just either the top or the bottom, and people are looking for the matching set. So if you're ever in a store that where they actually separate out their matching sets by section, I would definitely look there, because they do like so much of that work for you. Whereas like sometimes at Goodwill you find like a St. John skirt and you put it in your cart just hoping you can go over to like the tops of the sweater section and find it the matching top there. Okay, this is not quite as smooth a fast forward, is it? Oh wow, I apologize. That was probably like times 8 or times 20 or something, because I wanted to show y'all that I am looking through every single dress. This is a Club Monaco white maxi shift dress with the square neckline. This has been there the last few times that I've gone, and if they put it on half off sale, I'll get it. But it's just a little bit too basic. I don't know. I've been on the edge because white dresses are selling so well lately, but I just kind of trusted my gut to not get that one. Okay, so this dress, it's like meh. I'm like, what is this like fakey leather stuff? And I keep looking, and they priced it at $40. So I'm like, well, this must be something like remotely good if they price it that high, because usually they don't do that unless they've looked it up or they already know that it's retails for a lot. Because it said 12th Street by Cynthia Vincent, and I had never heard of that before. Sounds classy as hell. So I wanted to look at the fabric tag as my next indication, and it says that it's real cow leather straps and 100% silk on the dress. So I was like, well, now we have to look it up. So I found it. It retails for hundreds of dollars. There were a lot of celebs, not in this exact same dress, but apparently they have a lot of these dresses with leather straps. and like J-Lo was pictured in one, a few other people. So I grabbed that and I put it in my bag at least. Not everything I put in my bag I get. Some things I don't like to check comps right there. Like it might be crowded or whatever, and I just like to put it in my bag and then check comps later. Some stuff I just check comps for like right there before I put it in my bag. I don't really have a system for that. But what I was saying, I wanted to show y'all that I do check every single dress. Like whenever I go to a consignment store, not necessarily a Goodwill, but if I'm at a buy, sell, trade, or consignment store, I usually check every single dress and then every single, like if there's any other hot categories. This is a Ale by Alessandra Ambrosio dress, and she is a Victoria's Secret model that you might recognize. You probably definitely recognize her face, but the comps for that just weren't very great, so I put it back. This is a Privacy Please Maxi wrap dress, cold shoulder. Privacy Please just does okay. So I wasn't going to get this one, but then I looked at comps, and it was one of those dresses that has so just seemingly hundreds of solds and not a ton of availables in this size anyway. So that means that the sell-through rate on this particular dress is really high. So I got it because it was also half off. So, and then this is a dress by Fame and Partners. So I'm just checking for flaws right now. Looks like it has a couple white spots that can just be scraped off. So I had heard of this brand before, so it seems nice. Like the skirt is really wide and kind of paneled. So I'm looking it up. There it is, really pretty stock photos, which means a lot to me. So there's one for sale for $175, and so I'm looking for the style name of it. So now that I know the style name, I can go back and just search that, so I'll get a lot more comps. Okay. I said I was going to cut out all the checking comps, but I guess I decided to keep this one in for educational purposes. Okay, so here's some availables in different colors, and now I'm going to look at solds. So solds are hanging around 100 to 200, and so I'm just checking the size. And so comps looked pretty good actually. Once you started scrolling down, the comps are all in the 100s, sold comps, and they didn't have this dress marked up super high. I wish you could see that better. I don't know why you can't see better detail on the GoPro, but they had this marked for, gosh, I want to say like $28. Isn't that kind of crazy? But I'll definitely look out for this brand from now on, Fame and Partners. Especially with COVID ending and everybody coming back, dress sales are going to continue to go up. And check out these pants. Check them out. Check them out. Check them out. Oh my God. I don't know what the deal was with those, but those pants were like literally 10 feet long. Like, I was just imagining measuring the inseam on those, so I had to make sure they weren't some kind of crazy, like, fashion week, like, I don't know, like Kanye, like, trash bag, sweat set, but I couldn't find anything on them, so I just let that be. Just let that stay where it is. And so, keep going through the Maxis, because I found some pretty good things so far. Some stuff that I've already checked comps on, just right there before I put it in my bag, that I'm already confident. Like, my bag's not full of maybes, it's full of, like, money makers. So there's the counter where you take your trade-ins. Let's see where I go next. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, right back to some more dresses. That's my main money makers. Trina Turk is very high school for sure. Never heard of her in high school, but just saying the look of it is really outdated to me. Delia's. Who remembers Delia's from middle school? Well, I'm 35 right now, and it was about middle school for me when we would always pick up the Delia catalogs. Oh my god. Didn't really order from them. Was more of a mall girl. That looked interesting, but it didn't feel very good.
That's what she said.
I believe I looked up comps, but I just didn't show it. Good American. That's a Good American, like, dress. And I didn't look it up because I had before. It was there last time I was there. And it was new tags and stuff, but comps just weren't high enough to justify the cost of it. They had marked it up a little bit, which is fine with me. I'm not, like, crazy about Good American. I've had some before that just never really sold, and I think it's one of those, like, lower priced fast sellers, so people really like it. But for me, meh. Okay, so I'm always gonna stop at Reformation and just make sure that it's not something I don't need. This was a full-length jumpsuit. I tried my best to look this up, but I could just not find it anywhere. So, and I mean, without the aid of a nice styled stock photo and something more basic like this, I just knew that I wouldn't be able to command that high of a price for what it was. So, nah. You could stay there looking at everything. And I did trade some stuff in, as you saw earlier in the video when I brought that stuff in from the trunk. And I think I actually got $130 in credit. And what I had traded in was some free donations that I got from people in my local area. And then also a few just really stale listings, items that I had that I shouldn't have even bought in the first place, you know, and that I didn't spend very much money on in the first place, but they were just sitting in my closet, not really getting likes, not really, I got tired of looking at it, you know. When you look at your closet, sometimes I just look at it because I love the stuff that's in it so much, and I just want to look at it and cherish it. And if there's something in there that is making that not fun, then I want to trade it in. Okay, so this is SB. It's becoming one of my favorite brands to sell, and I do find it a lot because it's an Austin-made brand. And it's SB, ESBY. It's an indie brand that's really popular, like on Instagram and stuff. This was just a really solid, I'm not even going to call it a basic, but it was a navy blue 100% silk with pockets reversible dress. You could either wear it crew neck or v-neck, and I really, really liked it. And I did pay up a little bit for it, I think 30 something. But that brand is just, it's like I said, it's a really solid seller, especially on Instagram sites where you can buy and sell your slow fashion, your indie brand slow fashion. So definitely a buy. Chelsea and Violet, no. Lush, no way. J. Crew, I think. I'm so selective with my J. Crew. What else we got here? Some H&M, some vintage, some super vintage, I guess. Some Gianni Bini, which I learned pretty soon in reselling. I think that's just H&M, but I just kind of had a pretty pattern, I thought, for a second. I mean, there are some H&M and Zara pieces that are blogger favorites, and if I have an emotional reaction to something from a brand like that. Okay, I traded that dress in, that Bowden dress. I got it for really, really cheap at Nordstrom Rack when I first started reselling, and no one wants it, so I traded it in, and it's still there. No one still wants it. Okay, this dress is by a brand I never heard of before. It's called Tigre et Tigre. But it looked like, one of those classy login look indie slow fashion brands. And I looked it up, it had a lot of blogger pictures, y'all. Like, there were a lot of different people you could tell that were like quote unquote amateur photos taken of this dress, not just the brand itself, or not just Garmentory or ModeSense, but like a lot of individual people like on Instagram and stuff. So that's how you can tell that things are a blogger favorite. But it didn't really have a big presence on Poshmark at all, which is totally fine. But I still decided I was going to put it in my bag. You can see some of the like blogger photos and stuff here. It reminded me of a graduation gown, but that's okay. It was definitely really Login look, like really rich lady chic. So, yeah. So when something has that many different like photos and stuff, and there really isn't any available on the main reselling sites like Poshmark and stuff, and it's not sold, like you can't buy it on their site anymore, the manufacturer's site, those are all things to me that say that there is a demand, but there's a really low supply. So just some basic rules of economics, I decided to put it in my bag. I believe it's 100% cotton. So we will see if I get that or not. There is a haul after this, so stay tuned. No spoilers. Some spoilers. Like, obviously, I got the Misa dress, for example. Really, prairie stuff is so cute these days. I would definitely consider that like a prairie. I'm trying to see what the brands are. But I go at top speed. Here's a Zach by Zach Posen dress, new with tags, for $60. I definitely looked this one up. It was there last time I was there too, so I had already looked up comps. But this was like a $600 dress. Wait, 600 or 6,000? No, 600. But it just wasn't cute. And there, I did find a stock photo. It's just not cute. Like, I don't know what was going on. Like, were there no checks and balances with that dress? Like, it's ugly. I'm gonna say it. It was just ugly, so I didn't get it. So, anyway, Allison Olivia. Okay, same thing. That dress was just ugly. Like, that's really another one of those high school dresses. Like, who wants to buy just like a black dress with little pink squares just because it's Allison Olivia? So, anyway. So that was I don't remember. That was a brand. It was like a Uniqlo collaboration with another brand. I can't remember right now, but I decided not to get it. That was a Blank London dress that was really cute, but it actually had a button missing. You can see right there. I just noticed, so that was easy to pass on. Didn't have to stand there and try to decide anymore. But as I was saying, I really do go top speed when I look at stuff in stores, because I'm really honestly just looking for what brand it is. I'm just a true brand whore these days. So that means that I don't really have to evaluate what it is that much just on the fly before I know what brand it is. I'll go fast and stop when I see a good brand, then look at what it is. I mean, if it's something amazing that's not a great brand, it'll catch my eye, you know. So I'm not really worried about missing stuff. I just want to see the brand and move on. And then obviously some things you can just tell that you don't even need to see the brand. It's obviously not the caliber that you are used to. So yeah, I go really fast. I'm sure most of y'all do too, though. Saw a couple things by this brand called Sadie and Sage, but I looked it up and it wasn't anything. That was a Wilfred dress, but too basic. I haven't really ever gotten into the Aritzia stuff yet. I'm sure I will someday, but there just hasn't really been a piece that I've seen that gets me into that category or that brand. That was actually an Avec La Fille dress right there, but they wanted like $50 for it. If it was like $20, then I would have gotten it. That was a Zara dress that looked kind of cool. Had like balloon sleeves and stuff. But I guess I was like, nah, keep going. Fun arms are definitely a thing that everyone likes. I like them. Big puffy arms, balloon sleeves. Okay, I traded that dress in too. It's like me and that dress made eye contact with each other and we're like, ooh, we have a secret no one else knows. You used to live at my house. I'm kind of surprised no one's bought that dress yet though. It was Alexia Admore. Okay, so this is a Lulu's and Aster the Label collaboration dress, and I just had never seen that collaboration before, so even though the dress was kind of meh, like I don't think they tried very hard on that one, I had to look it up, right, just in case the collaboration was anything. But Aster doesn't sell or retail for that much, and Lulu's doesn't retail for that much, and it was bleh, so not surprised that comps weren't that great. This is an Alexander Wang new with tag, but it was just like a waffle knit Henley, so I wasn't going to make any money on that. I did just sell some Alexander Wang Rita slingback pumps with silver studs a few weeks ago for $200, so that was great, and I actually got those at Buffalo Exchange as well for less than $30, $35. I think that maybe they were $32. So just PSA, if you are somewhere in a city that has a Buffalo Exchange and you haven't gone, then you need to go. You need to go. Just put on some clothes. Put on, maybe do your hair if you want. If you have dogs, make sure they go potty. Go get in your car and put on a podcast, to listen to, and just go to Buffalo Exchange, park, go inside, look at the stuff, and I think you'll rate that experience a 10 out of 10 from me. So hopefully y'all rate me a 10 out of 10. See, this is the stuff that I start saying when like there's not much to talk about on the video. I guess I was looking up the label. I think it was Lilyful, like Lilyful, but it was nothing. That dress's brand was CDC. Okay, this brand is not Lovers and Friends, but it is a total dupe of a Lovers and Friends dress that I've actually sold before. So I just thought that was funny. It was some boutique brand, but it was like exactly almost the same. Tiger Mist sounds cool. Sounds like it could be expensive, but it's not. It's not expensive. Leopard dress. I really don't know why I even needed to see what brand that was. I don't think a ton of brands are doing like bodycon leopard tank dresses these days. Haven't found anything good in a while at this point. This is a lull in the shopping trip, but I'm still okay. I just gave them that dress too from Privacy Please. It was new with tag and nobody wanted it for so long, and I was surprised because I thought it was really cute and it's new with tag. I don't know, it's weird how some things just no one wants. That was a Zara thing, but there were no, like, comps weren't impressive or anything. Parker. Sometimes I'll look up Parker, but I haven't found anything yet in my reselling career that would be worth reselling from them. But I've definitely checked sometimes because I have heard that you can do well. That was one of those Farm Rio Adidas tank dresses, but it was there last time I was there too, and I looked up comps then and it wasn't that great. I do love me some Farm Rio though. Just personally, that's like one of my favorite aesthetics, is super colorful, bold patterns. Like, I love Farm Rio. That was just a random vintage, but it was like I had to look at it. It was cute. We gotta be almost done with the dress section now. At least for what I recorded. Everly, no, that's just a boutique brand. Little butterfly shirt. I like to look at novelty stuff. Leather shirt, well, faux leather dress, because we're in the dresses. Faux leather dress by Zara. I just had to make sure real quick that it wasn't leather, even though, like, come on. But yeah, comps for that were nothing. And then I decided to speed it up because I don't think I really find any more dresses. Unless I'm forgetting something, which is a very good possibility. But again, instead of just cutting it out completely, I wanted to show you and just speed it up, because I do look at every single thing, because you're not always going to be able to just kind of cherry pick and eyeball. At Goodwill, I will definitely do that, because you just don't have enough time in the day to look through every single thing, unless you're finding really, really good things, obviously, and then you might start looking through like every single thing in certain sections of Goodwill. But ew, yuck, I had to take a double look at that. I'm not sure why they accepted that. Like, you just know someone wore that to bed for like 2 months. A Kimmy and Ken is an Anthropology brand. Wait, is that what that is? Oh no, okay, I thought it was. This is Sunja Link, Sunja space Link. So very, very similar to the Tigre at Tigre dress. That was just a dress here that had blogger photos, pretty much everything. You can see all the photos there, but I don't know, I guess I thought, see, like, that's cute. Okay, like, I should have gotten this dress, because in trying to take chances, you know, in the name of taking risks, calculated risks, this had all the same pros as the Tigre at Tigre dress did. It had a lot of blogger photos. It was a sustainable indie brand, slow fashion. There wasn't a big presence on Poshmark, but and it was marked up to, I think it was like $38 or $40, but if I could go back, I would have gotten this, because this time period was some of my best sales to date, and I think it's because I was taking a lot of risks on things that, just because they were not necessarily trendy in a certain way, meaning they weren't saturated on Poshmark to like the millennial or Gen Z crowd, and that's a Foxy Docs dress that I passed on, doesn't mean that they're not on a different level, really, really sought after, especially by people who are financially well off. So I really like to look at those kind of login look, you know, oversized yet rich lady chic dresses. So if I go there and it's somehow still there, I'll definitely get it this time. But yeah, I've been taking a lot of chances and they have been paying off. And the thing is that if you don't take chances, you know, then you're not going to grow. If you take a chance, if you take a calculated risk and it does not end up financially paying off, then you at least learned from it. Because if you calculated all aspects of that risk, then you have learned a lot of stuff at the end of it. Sometimes I look at the shoes at Buffalo, sometimes I don't. I have to be in a certain mood. But because I had had some good luck last month before this with their shoes, I decided to look. But they didn't have that great of shoes. This was mostly a dress day. And I definitely use Google Lens a lot. when looking at shoes. It usually works really, really well for shoes, unless it's just a plain boot or something, obviously. That was an intentionally blank shoe. They had it marked up really, really high, though. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that abrupt cut from the store to my house. It's brought to us by not great planning. So, anyway, I have the haul here for you. As you can see, there's only a few pieces, and that is not because I only bought a few pieces, but it's because a lot of them already sold. So I'll be able to give you the information of what already sold and how fast. So that's exciting. Do I wish I would have filmed this like right when I got home, blah, blah, blah. Sure, and I envy people who can do that, but I'm so tired, and I'm usually at these stores so late. Like, I go out sourcing all day, so it's just not feasible. But, you know, so here I am. I'm not gonna be able to show you everything because it already sold, but that's okay. I try my best. But as you'll see in the video, the first thing that I came across was the Misa Los Angeles gray floral. It was actually called the Josephine One Shoulder Floral Ruffle Mini Dress, blah, 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 blah. It was super cute, and I was so happy to see this. This is a good brand, guys. Like, if you find Misa, definitely check comps. Definitely pull it off the rack and put it into your cart or your bag, and then check the comps for it later. If it's for a good price, you're most likely going to be able to flip it for a pretty good profit. I actually was able to source a Misa dress once, retail arbitrage, at an Anthropologie clearance sale. I think I bought it for like $40 or $50, and then I sold it for $150 maybe like a month later. So this is a really good brand. So I purchased it for $25 at Buffalo Exchange, which was a really good price. It was listed for 1 day before I sold it on eBay for $125 plus $5 shipping. I listed it for $175 and got an offer for $125, so that was really, really good, and it gave me a net profit of $83, so that is awesome. The next item that I picked up was equally as exciting, for sure, and the two most exciting things of this day were picked up in the first like 10 minutes, I think. This one I do still have, and this is the Love Shack Fancy Frankie Silk Floral Mini Dress. It's super cute, and if you haven't somehow seen the tag for Love Shack Fancy yet, if I can hold it in any kind of good way, Love Shack Fancy. I was so happy to see this again. I don't think I've ever found Love Shack Fancy. I've sourced it one time before on the Real, like a new with tag like Maxi dress, but this one is exactly what I was looking for. Just a spring, summer, Love Shack Fancy. And luckily it did have stock photos, so really, really happy about this one. It is still for sale, and it is a size 8, which is my size, but nah, gonna resell it. Way too good of a find. And then the next thing that we found once we moved over to the Maxi dresses was this 12th Street by Cynthia Vincent silk leather strap dress. And you could probably see in the video, so I see this, and so it's like I'm like looking through the clothes. I see it, and I see this leather strap, and I'm looking at it like, okay, that's not real leather. Like, what is this? What are they trying to pull the wool over my eyes with this thing? What kind of Forever 21, you know, plastic thing is this? And maybe I was feeling pessimistic, I don't know. But so then I looked at the tag and I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. And then I looked at the fabric tag because I was like, let me just see. And it was real cow leather, and it was 100% silk. So I was like, okay, let me get out my phone, let me look up some comps. So this dress, this was the only pattern of this dress that I saw. Well, this one, I mean, I didn't see. Okay, so apparently this brand has a lot of these dresses with the leather straps and just a bunch of different patterns. And this was the only one of that pattern that I could find. So And it was like one of those where comps were pretty wide, but there were a lot of like $150, $200 sales. And again, there wasn't one like this, and I thought this was so pretty. It reminds me of like the nice white china, you know, like plates that you'll put out for a company. That's what that reminds me of, and it's in really good condition, and the embroidery is just, the embroidery slaps on this, okay? And I'll try to show you the tag. So it's just one of these like super tiny skinny tags, kind of like Free People. And then you can see it says 12th Street by Cynthia Vincent. So this one is listed. I'm excited to see how it does. It's getting like it's doing average. But hey, it's a new brand. It's probably a bit more of a mature brand, I'm thinking, but really, really pretty, really good quality. The next thing we found was also in the maxi dresses. It was this Privacy Please cold shoulder yellow wrap dress. Privacy Please is, for me, it's like if I can get it at a really, really good price, then I'll pick it up. But so when I first started reselling, I was like binge watching Mogi Beth's videos, and Privacy Please was on one of her, and by this time it was maybe even 2019 that she was giving this information, just saying that Privacy Please was like a really good Revolve brand, and she mentioned it in like some kind of top 10 list. So I was on the lookout for it, and I think since then it's just not as highly regarded as it once was. So they still have a really, really cute stuff. It's just, it's not its turn in the limelight. I don't know. But so I actually passed this up at first, and then I went back. And what I mean by that is that I saw it last time I went to Buffalo Exchange, and I was like, nah, because I had just sold a Privacy Please dress that was like gray and floral, and that it took a while and it didn't sell for a ton. Luckily, I just got it for $8 at the Buffalo Exchange outlet, and that video, I can link it. My thrift with me at the Buffalo Exchange outlet in San Antonio. But anyway, I checked comps for this specific one. It's also the Pantone 2021 color of the year, yellow. And comps on this one were actually pretty good. It was one of those where there are just a ton of solds. Like, it's a solid seller, but it might not sell for that much. I guess it's kind of like Lulu's in that way. That's a good way to think of Privacy Please, or at least this dress. At least they're kind of maxi wrap dresses. But anyway, and I've talked about this dress for way too long. That's the Privacy Please tag. Really, really cute. Okay, the next thing I came across in the maxi dresses, my favorite section, was that Fame and Partners black satin maxi dress. It looked really nice, like formal. I decided to try out this brand. They actually had it for a pretty good price there. And it's actually called the Escala Matte Satin Maxi Gown. And when I went and checked out this brand, they have like a site where you can get your dresses custom made for events. Like this one you could have with a train or without a train. This is the without a train model, but it's still really, really elegant. Like I could confidently tag black tie as one of the keywords because it was so nice. Okay, so I bought it there at Buffalo for $29, sold it for $150 on Poshmark. Sorry, I keep looking at my computer because it has all my information. I listed it for $200. I got an offer for $150 the very next day after I listed it. So I thought that was a really good offer, and I ended up profiting $117 on it. And I'll go more into these, my cost of goods, and I really do a deep dive in my what sold video that I do every month. So last month for April, for example, I did my first ever what sold for $100 in April. Every previous what sold video had been what sold for $75. So if that sounds like something you'd like to watch, I'll also link that video. But anyway, I go into a lot more depth in my actual numbers. Here I'm just giving you kind of more of a snapshot look at how fast it sold and what it sold for, just to help you guys know what's selling fast and what to pick up when you go to the consignment store. But anyway, I will definitely pick up that brand again. That was just, I'm excited to find that brand again. So I found a lot of new brands lately that I took chances on, and it's really paying off. So our next pickup is one that has not sold yet, but it is by the brand Espy. This is actually an Austin-based brand where I live that is focused on quality materials and sustainability. This is a 100% silk midi dress. It's a navy color and it's actually marketed as reversible. So either side can be worn as the front, V-neck, or why can't I think of the word? Scoop neck. So just really, really solid. And this brand doesn't have a gigantic presence on Poshmark, but it is a brand that is often seen on Noise Off Bazaar and other Instagram selling accounts that focus on sustainable indie brands. So I see SB on there doing well a lot for 100 plus. So honestly, there's a small batch of clothes that I have right now that I want to put up for sale on Noise Off Bazaar and see if they sell. I'm just letting this sit on Poshmark a little while longer just in case I can make more on it. But since it's in season, I'll probably put up for sale on Noise Off Bazaar. And I'll link that below too. It's just the word fashion backwards, Noise Off, and then the word bazaar. And they have a website as well. It's just where you can put clothes up for sale and buy clothes just straight from Instagram, where you don't have a ton of fees and everything. The last thing that I got at Buffalo Exchange is that brand new brand, Tigray at Tigray. And it is actually called the Rolf Cotton Poplin Midi Dress in black. So I probably already talked about what my train of thought was when I was looking at this dress when I found it in the store. This was just one of those things I took a chance on because when I looked it up, it was one of those really kind of login look, expensive looking, classy lady type brands. And then this particular dress had been picked up by like Garmentory, and like Modestens and a bunch of different places. It had a bunch of different stock photos. You could tell that there were some blogger stock photos. So I knew that there was demand for this brand and this particular dress. So I took a chance on it and it paid off because of course somebody had messaged me on Poshmark saying, I've been looking for this exact dress in this color, in this size. I've been looking for it. So I just love that feeling of kismet when, as a seller, I go and I source these things and I make the decision. I go through a big thought process sometimes and I decide,
yes, I need to get this. I should get this.
And then here's somebody else on the other side of the United States. They're like,
oh, I really want to find this thing.
It's just crazy. So we did a little bit of chatting in the bundle chat. And we ended up deciding on $120. I had it listed for $150. So I ended up making about $60 from that dress, which was good. I mean, I still consider it a success for sure. It kind of looks like a graduation gown to me, if nothing else. So just having sold those 3 things from this haul so far, I have a pure profit of $256 for selling those 3 items so far: the Misa dress, the Fame and Partners dress, and the Tigray at Tigray dress. Just profit $256. So pretty happy with that trip. Sometimes I find a lot more at Buffalo Exchange, sometimes I find less, but that was just a good little way to spend. I was probably in there for 3 hours. So I hope you enjoyed this haul and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.